And now we will start the intro.
We begin.
Hi, my name is Nicole Nageli, and today I have Madeline Sharafian with me.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a director at Pixar, also a head of story there. Couple of different hats. Yeah, I live in California. I love animals. I love animation. That's me.
What more could you need?
This is it.
Awesome. Here's the icebreaker question. Tell me your favorite quote, but in your own words.
My favorite quote. Uh-oh, I don't have a favorite quote.
Or you can just make up one.
I'm trying to think if I have a favorite quote.
Or like general good life advice. Don't step on bees.
Oh, that is a good quote. Man, I don't have a good quote.
That could be your quote. There you go.
I don't have a good quote. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
What role has fear played in your art?
Ooh, I think fear, it plays a role in that sometimes I'm afraid to just express myself as just, me, Maddie, the like human being. So because I'm afraid maybe to tell people face to face how I'm feeling, that those feelings don't disappear. They need to go somewhere. So I think that's where I go in and I try to make a story, make a world or a character that can help me express the fears that I have. And then I show that work to somebody. And so I feel a little more protected, but I'm still trying to share what I'm afraid of. And more often than not, I find by doing that whatever I'm afraid of, other people are like, oh yeah, same. And then I'm like, why was I scared? But it does help. It's like what I'm afraid of is probably what I should be picking at or poking at and trying to figure out like about myself.
That's really interesting. So you like just turn it into something tangible like art.
Yeah.
Your work is incredible. Like even your character poses and stuff that you post are like they're so grounded and real, and it's clear that they exist in this concrete world. Something that I especially love about your work is your personal comics. They're like sort of fantasy-esque, and the ability that you have to like turn these tornadoes of emotions and narrow them down into a short story is like incredible. So I wanted to ask, what is your writing process like, and how do you narrow those emotions into your art?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked me. I try and they take months to make actually, because it kind of starts from like a moment of like I'm feeling something really intense, and usually it's something that feels bad. And in the moment where I'm feeling bad, I try and write down the sentence of like, what am I feeling? If I'm like, somewhere in public, I put it on my phone. If I have my sketchbook, which I try to always have, I write down a sentence. And then that becomes like the core or what everything will lead to. And I try to like challenge myself of like, how quickly can I get here? And is there a character that a metaphor of what they do and what they look like and what their place in the world is that will like sort of underlie this theme? And I kind of like, it's like, I'm not very good at writing, but I kind of try to treat it like a poem, and I write out the lines and number like, okay, panel 1, it'll say this. I'm trying to find, I have like examples because it's all in here.
Awesome.
Like here's the blacksmith comic
I
that
love
I
that
did.
one.
Yeah, you kind of like, I don't know, I have to turn my self view on because I usually turn that off because I'm like shy. But like you kind of write down like what the lines are, and you put, maybe there's a thumbnail like, oh, I know I want this, I want her eye. Like you just kind of plan it out, read it through a bunch. I find like the rhythm very important, because the more rhythmic it is and the quicker you say it, I think the more impactful that line will be when you land on it.
I love that.
Yeah, they take a while though. Like,
yeah, I imagine.
It takes a long time. and they're very personal. So sometimes I have to stop and start if they're like a little too close to home at the moment or
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah.
It's really, really cool. I love that writing process. Actually, the
Yeah.
blacksmith comic that you have, I'm publishing a book right now,
Oh,
and
congrats.
yeah, it was inspired by the way that you write. Like you just narrow it down, and it was like,
Thanks. Oh my gosh, I
love
can't
it.
wait for
So
your
cool.
book.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Let's
um,
plug it on your
yeah, I'll
channel.
plug it whenever it
Yeah.
comes out.
Great, great.
What were you scared of at the start of your career, and has that changed?
Oh man. Definitely, definitely. I think at the start of my career, mm, I think it was a pretty basic fear of just like not trusting myself, not really sure of what I had to contribute. So um, it really did take me a while to like speak up in brainstorm rooms. Like you just sort of assume like what I have to say is probably like they probably already know that, or it's not anything new for them. So I just won't say it. Someone else will bring it up. And it took me like a year when I first started at Pixar to feel brave enough to speak up in a brainstorm room. Um, and it just did take time for me. And I know it doesn't take time for everybody, but it took a really long time of small building up of confidence for me to finally feel like I could I could express my opinion. And if I was wrong, no one would think less of me. And sometimes I'm right. Yeah, I think it was just a more basic, how do I fit within a team? Like I feel pretty confident on my own making things, but when I'm involved with other people, there's extra fear there of like, oh, I don't want people to hate me.
Yeah.
Pretty basic, like normal fear. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Burrow is amazing. I remember seeing like the Instagram post of the little rabbit and like how that's turned into a thing now. The children's book look of it is like so cool. I love that you mentioned in an interview that you can like rewatch and find little details.
Yes.
So at the core, it's a very like vulnerable piece. I know the rabbit character is like your persona, and I've seen
Mhm.
it like it grows with you. That's just so cool. What were your fears when directing Burrow? Because I think it was your first time, right?
It
What was it
was.
like to watch your story take shape?
Yeah. Um, well, I made the like plot and the theme of Burrow be about like asking for help and letting people see your work when it's not done or when you're not confident in it. But like I made that the theme, but I had yet to actually try that. So I've sort of forced myself like as a director for the first time, I have to do these things. Like I'm forcing myself to work with the team. I don't get to just hole away anymore and do things all by myself. By the nature of this position, I am forced to learn this theme, which ended up being like true. And it was kind of a relief because I had made the short about this theme of like, if you ask for help, people will help you. But it was really like a relief as I made the short to be like, oh, thank God, it is true. Like it's actually working. And
Wow.
yeah, it was really huge for me. Like it's not that I didn't trust the artist, but I was like always astounded when they came back with more than what I thought or helped me solve a problem that I wasn't always even willing, like, oh, I don't want to ask you to do this because I don't even know. And they're always like, that's fine. It's my literal job. And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. I learned a lot. Yeah.
Wow, that is so interesting. I love hearing about that. When is the last time that you created without fear, and how did that affect your work?
Oh, without fear. Gosh. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if it will count as like a solo creation, but something that's been really, really amazing for me has been working with my friend Domee Shi.
Domee is so cool. Oh my
He's so
gosh.
cool. And
Yeah.
like we're friends outside of work, and I'm working on her movie. And to be able to board scenes and just put my whole self in it put all the jokes that I think are funny, like, and not hold back, like I don't have to hold back on things because she's the same. I don't know. There was a real fun and just like I can put any joke in here and she's probably gonna love it. And it was such a fun process to just, yeah, I felt like there was no fear. I didn't feel like I had to prove myself. All I wanted to do was have fun, try to make her laugh. Yeah, it's so fun.
Wow, that sounds like the best.
It really was. I was like, man, working with your friends is pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really curious. What does art mean to you? Like, there's this quote by Elizabeth Gilbert that I really love. She says, I am who I am because of what I've made and what it has made me into.
Oh,
So I'm curious at what part of you do you think art helps strengthen or created?
yeah. I feel like it it gives me, there's always like a hope of an out. Like no matter what I'm struggling with or how I feel about myself, if I can make my art like good enough, well, not good enough, if I feel satisfied by it, if I make something that I find special, it'll like somehow push me forward. Not in like a success kind of way, but like ah, it's hard to put into words. I don't know. There's always somewhere to go. There's always a world you could make. Like you can make anything you want. There's always a world to make. There's always a character to look at. And in doing that, you'll always find out more about yourself. Like there's no end. Every time you think you're good at it, you like, I don't know, read a new manga and you're like, damn it, this person's so freaking good. How'd they do that? And then there's always somewhere to go. I think it just gives you a reason to just like always push at something, which is like, I don't know. I've heard that the having purpose is like what helps you live longer. So,
Oh, good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to live till I'm super old so I can make really crazy comics when I'm an old lady.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Just 100-year-old, and you're
Yeah,
just
like, there we go.
all the wisdom. Let's go.
Nobody gets them anymore, but I.
What is the most fearless thing that you've ever done?
Oh man,
It doesn't have to be art
fearless.
related.
Oh gosh, I don't do a lot of things that aren't art related. Sorry, I just got like an eyelash in my eye. Yeah, you can keep that in. I don't know. I don't do a lot of. I'm actually a pretty fearful person overall. Like I'm a pretty cautious person. So the way that I am fearful is through my art, and like it was kind of fearless of me. I like kind of impressed myself. I was like, wow, look at you. You really thought you could. I I um I usually kind of let things happen to me, like an opportunity, sure, I'll do that. Or like, oh yeah, I got in here. Right on, I'll do that. I very rarely chase things. But when the Pixar Spark Shorts program was like announced and it had been going for like a couple cycles, I was like, I need one. Like, if I'm ever gonna like chase something, it has to be this because I love short films more than anything. They're my favorite thing to make. I've made 3. Like, I can do it. And I really did like kind of hustle myself a little bit in a way that I hadn't ever done before, which looking back, I'm like, wow, I don't know. I just really wanted it. And I think my fearlessness was bolstered because I, for once, was like, and I can, like, I got this, give it to me and I can do it. I promise. And I don't feel that way about a lot of other things in my life. So I was like, this is the one thing. I will make you a short film. I can do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Wow, we got through my required questions because I thought,
right on.
which is
Now
great.
the fun questions.
Now the fun questions start.
These are the extracurricular bonus round.
Yeah, it's a bonus round. We're just gonna fire. What is a common myth that students usually have about working or being in the animation industry in general?
Oh, yes. I don't know how much of it is a myth now. I hope it's not. But when I was in school, and me and all my classmates have totally commiserated about this later because we were like, what the heck? Why were they what a horrible thing to say. We were told pain is temporary and suck is forever, which was I don't remember who said it. I'm kind of glad I don't, because I don't want to, like throw them under the bus. But it was basically like, push through, stay up late, make your mark, make your film, forget your body, you're tired, whatever, your arm hurts, temporary. And like, as we all kind of left school and are like, healthy young bodies become older and like crunchier, it's just so not true. Like, pain can be forever if you're not careful. And suck isn't forever either. You have your entire life to improve. There is no rush. And I feel like with the way that the internet works now, like, you can be found at any point in your life. You just keep putting out the things that you like. You just keep improving for you. There's really no rush. I really wish that we had not been told that, because I think a lot of us ended up with like repetitive stress, injuries.
Oh,
Like, yeah, you got to be careful. That stuff lasts. So do the
that's a really
opposite
good
of that.
mindset.
Yeah.
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 When you encounter a problem, usually what's your first thought?
Oh, that's such a good question. I guess it depends on the problem, because if the problem is practical, like, gosh, that's a lot of work I have to do, or yeah, it's something along those lines. I don't think too much. I just put time into it, but that's not always useful when you run into a problem that you can't fix just by like putting your head to the grindstone on. I don't know. I usually have to rant about it out loud to my housemate. And in ranting, I sometimes like find the answer. Yeah, I don't have like a tried and true method. I think I have to like yell about it and then like and then like start over. And then I usually am like on the right track to solving something. But I have to have that moment first of like, okay, I'm fine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sound was adorable.
That's how it feels, like futile rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that struggles with fear in their work?
Oh, that's so good. Man, I think it's so hard because, like, as artists, we want validation. Like, we want to be seen. We want our work, I guess online is sort of where we are now, online. Um, but it's so hard. There's so much fear in that, of people looking at it and judging you, that I know that it kind of sucks, because we all want to, get pats on the back. But if you're really feeling fearful, start on a project that you plan to never show anybody ever. Like, just don't. This is for you. And I'm going back to my childhood, when I really was like, I did not know what the internet was doing. I didn't know how to use it. I was just dumb. I, would draw stupid stories for myself while listening to like Phantom of the Opera. Like, just like, really, just do you, have fun, and don't show anybody. And eventually, maybe after you've done that a couple times, you'll end up with something that you're like, oh, maybe I do want to show somebody this, and just put it out there. But never, you can always do things for you too. And that should help you grow.
That is great advice. I really, really love that.
Listen to Phantom of the Opera and draw yourself
And
something dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Did you have anyone who helped you or encouraged you to overcome fear?
Yes, I actually remember very specifically, like, I was really fortunate. My class at CalArts was just the sweetest group of people. There was not a competitive bone in anybody's body. And in my very first story class, my first year, like fresh out of high school, I remember there was the first day that all of us were pitching our first assignments, and none of us knew each other that well. And everyone was so supportive, like applause and laughter for everybody. And that just first step of like what I pitched obviously wasn't very good because it was like my first assignment, but it was just that first rung of like, oh, that went well. Maybe story and pitching in particular isn't something that I need to be like so scared of. And that entire first year, I would say that the pitching in front of that group of like people in my class really, I thanks to them, I think a lot of the fear of putting stories out in front of people, like they really made that first step so much easier.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah.
They're so sweet. Yeah. What a great class. I love them all.
I really admire like your energy and your confidence in everything, especially like as a director. That's like stuff you need. I'm wondering, uh, how did you just mentioned a little bit, so this is kind of a follow-up
Yeah,
question. How did you develop that? Especially as someone, I am definitely more introverted, so I have to teach myself to talk to people. But
I know. It's hard.
yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Oh, sorry. I mean, like, what do you think helped the most to
oh yeah.
develop your skills?
I think I have a hard time believing in myself. So I do have to rely on outside sometimes. I know that that's not always a good thing, but like it was helpful for me when like I was doing the Pixar internship. I was already like, I could do maybe the drawing work, but I wasn't very good at like confidently expressing things. But Daniel Chong, who was still at Pixar at the time, like hired me to board with him after seeing that they didn't hire anybody for my like internship year. And it really was like the amount of like respect he gave me, even though I was so green and like inexperienced, like he would give me really difficult things to conquer and would just completely trust like you got it. And he let me pitch an episode in front of like the Cartoon Network executive team. Like there were just things that through his confidence that I had it, I was like, I guess I have it. Like, like it came through somebody else saying like, yeah, good, you're good. Like making not a big deal out of it. And then you kind of do it and you're like, okay, I guess that wasn't so bad. I wish I knew how to offer that to other people because I feel like I really got like really lucky there. I owe a lot of confidence to him boosting me up when I was like really green.
Oh, that is so lovely. Did you try doing that
Yeah,
when you were directing Burrow then?
I guess try doing like, I don't know, like the fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah, like a
Is that sort of
talent.
what you mean? Yeah, that, I mean,
Yeah, or
it's
like
true.
lifting people up. Yeah, or helping
Oh,
people.
I
That's really
see.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, let's see. I hope so. Oh, whoops. Oh, it's been upgraded. Oh,
Oh,
was
yeah,
it?
I just got that. Oh, there was
Yeah.
just a pop-up thing. We
Yeah.
don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope I did an okay job. I probably didn't do as good of a job at that as I would like. The pool of people that we could get for like supervising positions was a little small because a lot of people were like on features at the time, but it is something that I like Daniel's leadership style of really like lifting green people into positions that they maybe wouldn't normally be in so soon and really trusting them with things is something that I have always kept in the back of my mind of like when I have the chance, got to do that. I don't know if I did that on Burrow as much as I could have, so I'm going to hope to do it in the future. Yeah.
All right, awesome. What do you wish you were taught about the industry or working with a team of people?
Hmm.
If you could go back in time and like whisper something and like past Maddie's face.
Listen, yeah. I don't know. I would say that so much of making a movie or working on a TV show is having fun with other people. Like it's so funny, like your work obviously is what gets translated, but if you and the team make a happy vibe and you like the same jokes and you guys hang out and you get to know each other, you're inevitably going to make better work as a whole together. And I think sometimes at school, I would be a little introverted, like everybody else, and hide away, make my work alone. And in my last year at CalArts, I don't think I really hung out with people as much as like I could have. And that in itself is a really, really, it's a more valuable piece of making animation than I thought, is just like make the time to hang out. Like your work is important, but these people, you'll be around them for years. And like, that's really important too.
Yeah,
it makes you happier as well. Just happier.
Yeah, for sure. I totally relate. I did a summer class at CalArts. That was really fun.
Right on.
Yeah, but like I didn't make anything good because I was just so stressed out all the time about people.
Yeah.
But I was like a little baby, 15 years old.
Don't worry. My like CISA film will never see the light of day.
I like CISA too?
I did, but like cool. I didn't understand the prompt. Like I didn't get it. So like my film, and then like I saw other people's films. I was like, what? I thought we had to do like, they were like, brainstorm like a dream you had. And I did like a really stupid dream of like, there was a balloon and it looked like a pig. And then I like did it literally. And then I saw other people be like, oh, I just made a short film about like a joke. And I was like,
yeah,
what? I thought I had to do the pig balloon. No.
I have one last question before we go.
Yes.
What is something that you had all these fears about, you thought was super scary, but you were able to overcome or get through?
I guess there was a period of time that felt really frightening because I thought I was really burned out. I thought I had no more ideas. And for me, that was really frightening. I thought that because I'd given everything to my job, that that was it. I had nothing left. I would never have an original idea again. Like it was gone. And I found that in my sketchbook from like 3 years ago. And to see that then and know that now, because I'm happier and healthier and like taking care of balance, it's like, don't worry. The ideas will come back. Like you're never going to be all out. It might just be a period of time. Maybe you're tired. Just like, don't worry, chill, wait. It will never go away. It'll come back. I think
for sure. I had the same problem when I was like younger.
Yeah.
You are awesome. This is like so much
fun. You too, Nicole.
Thank you. This is super fun. Do you want to say your contact information and places that people can find your work?
Sure. Yeah. Let me.
Awesome.
I was gonna like look it up. I think you can find me. What is my at Madeline Sharafian on Twitter and at maddie.rabbit on Instagram. And those are my ats. Come and at me. You can.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to end the recording, so goodbye, audience.
Goodbye.
Bye.